So I wanted to do a rambling on my ramblings. I wanted to talk about the idea of the conflicting thoughts in our head. So, and this idea that what we see, like continuing to just rely on what we see to base that as like reality and but wanting something more. And so like in the act of like deliberately trying to create, so I'm deliberately trying to create my reality, my life. And I talked a little bit in previous videos about this, but I think that it's really important, and I have not yet mastered it. I have not yet mastered it. I have not yet mastered it. However, but one thing that I noticed that I wanted to share was that sometimes, a lot of times now, when a problem happens, the solution comes pretty quickly. Like, for example, I was leaving my friend's house recently. I was leaving their house recently, and I had backed into a ditch. I'd actually backed my car into a ditch and I couldn't go forward. And so I go and I knock on their door, and the next thing I know, he's calling AAA, and there is a tow truck that is pulling my car to where I could drive it. So I had, between the time that I had the incident happen and got my car to where I could drive it, maybe 45 minutes. Maybe 45 minutes. And then I had this other issue that happened with my car where it was snowing and I couldn't get out, so I tried to start digging my way out. And anyway, the next thing I know, because I just refused to believe, that I could not get my car out. The next thing I know, these people are like pushing me out, pushing my car to where I can get out. And then I had it again. I had this happen again over the weekend. So I was at Starbucks trying to do some writing because I have a hard time doing my writing at home. So I'm at Starbucks and I have my credit card, and I'm like, I put it in the machine. I take it out and it flings and it just goes bloom and it disappears into the display case for the foods. I mean, honestly, it would have had to have like perfectly like fling blunk and it was gone. And so the people at the store were like rallying around and they were trying to figure out how to get it. And then the one lady was saying, well, you probably need to close that account and go on Monday and get a new account. But in my mind, I just couldn't give up because I knew it was there. And so this really, really kind gentleman, he took all the stuff out of this display case and pulled it up, and yet there it was. So I got my card back. And so that's kind of an interesting idea, right? That when something comes up and then the solution being very close to the whatever came up, whatever issue came up, the solution being really close to it. And my belief about it was more so my belief about things that is sort of driving what is happening. Because I easily, in every single, oh well, forget it, I'll just go get another card. But my belief was that we can find that card. And then another idea that I was actually sharing with my son on the way to school today, I was sharing with him that this idea of the Ben and Jerry's ice cream. And so, because I keep talking about it, but I think that it's an interesting idea and it's easier for me to talk about it. So if I want the Ben and Jerry's and I want the fish food, But in my case, I have not yet tasted the fish food. I have not yet tasted the fish food. And how many different Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavors are there? I don't know. So I keep getting these other flavors, you know, sort of coming my way. And I had in my headspace, what I'm really interested in is the Ben & Jerry's fish food. So do I just say, "Oh well, I'm going to just settle," like, and it's not settling, but am I going to just go over here cuz the Ben & Jerry's is not in stock right now, so I'm just going to go over here and and I'm going to have the cinnamon bun. Even though I feel very certain that I would not be interested in the cinnamon bun. I'm really interested in that fish food ice cream, Ben & Jerry's. And I have not yet tasted it. I have not yet tasted the Ben & Jerry's. So it would be really nice to taste the Ben & Jerry's fish food ice cream to see if it's an ice cream that I'm even going to enjoy and that I'm foregoing all of these other opportunities and flavors for. But when I was talking to my son about it, my son and I are in agreement that my heart is set on the Ben & Jerry's ice cream fish food flavor. And so I just need to, I guess, wait for it to come in stock. Anyway, I hope this is making any sense. I started this process because I wanted to chronicle this, and in the last like half hour, I've just been wondering like, it's almost as if I've been thrown into some warp, some like time warp, and my brain is and I'm practicing some way of being existing on the planet that is not yet commonly practiced, perhaps. I think there are a number of people who are in this headspace. I know that. And I know that there are people who are being healed. Spontaneous healings are happening more and more because I get them on my YouTubes. Habitually, they're being healed. And so I know that things are changing, you know. And then I got something about Sadhguru, about heaven on earth, yesterday. Sadhguru was talking about heaven on earth. And I had talked about that a lot in previous videos. And I think heaven is that. I think heaven is being able to create like the best life that we could create, and heaven, and collectively being able to do that. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I love you guys. Thank you so much for putting up with me. Thank you for putting up with me. I appreciate you. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm gonna have a good day. I'm gonna have a good day. All right, bye.